Iwatani Naofumi is an absolute introvert. By chance, he bumps into a novel that teleports him into another realm. Episode 1. The novel is known as the Records of the Four Cardinal Weapons: the spear, sword, bow, and shield. Also, the protagonists are 4 heroes summoned from another world. Flipping the pages of the book's content, Naofumi sees the good works of all heroes, except one, known as the Shield Hero. Just then, a bright beam of light appears, and it transports him along with 3 boys from different realities. Motoyasu wields the spear, Ren wields the sword, Itsuki wields the bow, and Naofumi wields the shield. The 4 heroes are given an audience with King Melromark, who informs them that the heroes have been summoned to fight the upcoming wave of catastrophe in their kingdom. In the past, there have been several deadly and catastrophic waves that were predicted by the Dragon Hourglass. However, after the severity of the last wave, the kingdom is uncertain about its survival. Therefore, they summon the 4 great heroes before the next wave. While in the royal court, Naofumi is disregarded by the king and his subordinates because, apparently, the shield hero is rumored to be a loser. The heroes are meant to go on separate adventures, so they level up individually and get stronger before the next wave. When it's time for the kingdom's warriors to choose what hero to serve, the only one who chooses Naofumi is Mine, a friendly and incredibly sexy warrior at that. For the best half of it, Mine helps Naofumi with his training. Although Naofumi realizes the shield isn't much of an offensive weapon compared to a sword. Later on, it is revealed that Mine concocted a scheme to rob Naofumi of his belongings, clothing, money, and food. She also claims that Naofumi tried to force himself on her over the night. When brought to trial, the king, his subordinates, and the other heroes all declared Naofumi guilty beyond reason. To top it all, Naofumi's rank as the shield hero can't be withdrawn from him, and he can't be teleported back home because the heroes are stuck in this realm till they die. With that, Naofumi leaves the castle with no money, no party, no respect, and no trust. The news about the shield hero's atrocities soon spreads all over town, and now, Naofumi has to survive alone in the jungle by killing balloon monsters for coins. He uses this time to get familiar with the shield's ability to absorb and gain the power of anything he feeds it. In other words, the shield became Naofumi's own baby. Episode 2. Having to survive in this harsh reality, Naofumi's smile has faded and has become cold. While strolling one evening, he is approached by a merchant who runs a slave trading business. The slave merchant gives Naofumi a vast selection of slaves to choose from, ranging from pure beast to beast humans, also known as demi-humans, consisting of the half-beast, half-human breed. Among them, Naofumi chooses a sickly young human raccoon girl, Raftalia, and the merchant performs a master-slave seal to bond them. Imagine the clapback from the townspeople when the alleged rapist is seen with a slave child around town. Despite the rumors and Naofumi's already hardened heart, he clothes Raftalia, trains her, feeds her, gives her shelter, and buys her toys. Also, in a fierce fight, Naofumi helps Raftalia recover the trauma of losing her parents during the first wave. Episode 3. A week after Raftalia joined Naofumi's party, she is visibly grown, more confident, and stronger than before. Even Naofumi is not left out. His shield has absorbed lots of materials that have given him different ranges of new skills. With the next wave at hand, Naofumi and Raftalia visit Elhart's shop to buy Raftalia a new sword, but she also insists that Naofumi get new armor. Afterwards, they visit the church in the town to view the Dragon Hourglass, which predicts the coming of the next wave. Over there, they bump into Mine and the heroes, who try to turn Raftalia against Naofumi. On the day of the first wave, Raftalia not only swears her allegiance to him, but she also fights along his side to defeat the wave of monsters that attacked the Loot Village. In the end, the shield hero gets the recognition of some knights and grateful villagers. Episode 4. After the wave of catastrophe, a feast is thrown on behalf of the heroes. The only reason Naofumi attends is to collect the reward meant for every hero. Once again, Mine connives another scheme using the spear hero, Motoyasu. They make it look like Naofumi keeps Raftalia against her will, and now he has to win a duel against Motoyasu for his rights over Raftalia. There's no running away from the battle licensed by the partial king. Therefore, Naofumi has to fight against the spear hero with just a shield, and this shield restricts him from wielding any other weapon. In a battle that seemed unlikely for Naofumi, using materials absorbed by the shield gives him the upper hand. However, after an interference in the fight by Mine, Motoyasu strikes Naofumi down. The king declares Motoyasu the winner, and Naofumi breaks down at this reality. He not only lost Raftalia, but the audience also turned a blind eye to the help Motoyasu received from Mine in their duel. Soon, Naofumi realizes that it's been a plot all along. Mine is revealed to be the daughter of the king, hence his clouded judgment on the hero Mine dislikes. In the end, the only ones who stand up for Naofumi are the bow and sword heroes, Itsuki and Ren. Naofumi also acknowledges Raftalia's pledge, saying she will be his sword no matter what. Episode 5. Thanks to Itsuki and Ren, Naofumi gets 12% of the hero's reward, although the king tried to unjustly strip him of it. With some of his reward, Naofumi purchases a monster egg from the slave merchant. The egg is guaranteed to give him a carriage carrying Filolial. Even better, the egg could hatch to become a dragon worth many gold coins. Some days later, the egg hatches to reveal a cute bird who becomes a beautiful white Filolial in just 2 days. Not just that, the Filolial, now named Philo, participates in her first duel against a dragon owned by Motoyasu over the lordship of Loot Village. Despite the cheating done by Motoyasu's party, Philo emerges as the winner and transforms into a bigger bird. The next morning, Naofumi and Raftalia get the biggest shock of their lives. Episode 6. It appears that Philo has transformed into a cute little girl with wings. Not only that, Philo is revealed to be the queen of Filolial birds, who specializes in transformation magic. With this revelation, Naofumi and Raftalia journey to find a gemstone used to make a magical thread. With the thread, they can create an outfit that will retain Philo's bird form even after she transforms into a human. Thanks to grateful members of Loot Village, Naofumi is gifted a carriage, an advanced spellbook, and a gate pass that officially make him a travel merchant. Naofumi now offers enhanced healing services from town to town in exchange for food supplies, loot, some intel, and a new gem crafting skill he learned from an accessory trader. Additionally, the accessory trader also provides Naofumi with intel on where to find the dungeon with the magical gemstones. After defeating a monster there, a thread is created with Philo's mana, and a beautiful magical outfit is made for her. Philo jumps into Naofumi's arms to thank him, and all of this happens while a jealous Raftalia watches. She wishes to be small again. Episode 7. The next village the traveling merchants visit is one overrun by humongous vines. Before their arrival, word had spread across the village about a savior and his heavenly fowl, revealed to be Naofumi and Philo. The cause of the overgrown vines is revealed to be a work of art by the spear hero and moron Motoyasu. In an attempt to resolve the famine in the village, Motoyasu planted an unknown seed at its center. This seed does bear fruit, however, it caused the villagers severe diseases and their homes. Thanks to Naofumi, the sick villagers are healed, the vine monster is destroyed with enhanced poison, and a new and healthy seed is created for the village. In the end, Naofumi's girls develop a bond. They also work together to defeat a huge boar, and use its reward to buy a tool for Naofumi's craft skill. Episode 8. The next lane the merchants follow leads them to a village that's on the verge of destruction from a plague. The plague began when the wind started carrying infectious and airborne diseases down to the village. It turns out that not too long ago, the sword hero destroyed the dragon that nestled in a nearby mountain. Since its body wasn't properly buried, the dead dragon became a sight for tourists, and its rotten remains eventually caused a plague. Arriving at the site of the dragon, the service merchants find a zombie dragon, alive even in its rotten remains. During the fight, Philo is swallowed but bursts out through the dragon's intestine, and Raftalia is poisoned. Out of rage, Naofumi unlocks a curse series in his shield that nearly cost the girls their lives. In the end, he apologizes and promises to grow stronger for the girls. Episode 9. Naofumi makes it his priority to search for holy water to dispel the dragon's curse on Raftalia and cure her completely. On their way, Philo makes a new friend, Melty, who is revealed to have lost her people while playing with Filolials. For the rest of the journey to the capital, Melty tags along with them, until Naofumi and Raftalia go a separate way to get holy water from the church. Afterward, Motoyasu abruptly attacks Naofumi in the market square, which is a non-dueling ground. He does this to free Philo from Naofumi's hands and with Mine's authority as the princess of the kingdom. Just then, another princess of the kingdom arrives. Melty is revealed to be the first in line to the throne of Melromark, as is the next ruler, who single-handedly stops the fight about to occur. Unfortunately, Naofumi cannot trust anyone from the royal family, and he bluntly tells her to get lost. Episode 10. In preparation for the next wave of catastrophe, Naofumi receives a request from young Loot villagers who wish to fight alongside him during the upcoming wave. Later, Naofumi tries to get class upgrades for Raftalia, but the church informs him that an upgrade costs 15 gold coins. And when Naofumi surprisingly provides 15 gold coins they never expected him to have, one of the sisters interrupts the bargain. She informs Naofumi that the partial king has restricted class upgrades for the shield hero and his party. Afterward, they meet the slave merchant, where Naofumi buys new weapons for Philo and Raftalia because they are unable to do class upgrades. The merchant also informs them that Naofumi's double purchase of a slave and a monster egg has greatly influenced his business over the months. Now every royal wishes to secure one for themselves. Merely hours before the wave starts, Naofumi and the girls run into a town that was destroyed due to the bow hero's wrong intervention in a political war. Additionally, it is revealed that the queen of the country has been watching behind the scenes. Through Princess Melty and her shadow spies, who have been on guard since the heroes arrived, she keeps an eye on everything that goes on in the kingdom. Episode 11. Before embarking on the journey to the waves, Naofumi gifts the girls special accessories made by him to boost their skills. When the catastrophe begins, Naofumi receives assistance from everyone he offered help to during his travels. However, there's the appearance of a new threat with the arrival of a floating monster ship that continuously spawns monsters. Thanks to Naofumi and the girls, the Soul Eater behind the monsters on the ship is revealed. Yet the difficult part remains. The Soul Eater is unaffected by the spells cast by the other heroes present on the ship. Left with no choice, Naofumi activates the Rage Shield. Now filled with the dragon's revenge, which his shield absorbed, Naofumi is unstoppable. Not just that, Philo is also affected because she ate the dragon's crystal from inside when she was swallowed. With the Soul Eater being completely destroyed comes the arrival of another enemy, in the form of a woman who refers to herself as Glass. Episode 12. Glass appears to be a formidable opponent for the heroes and even for Naofumi's Rage Shield. Naofumi has no choice but to escape the ship with the girls. When the wave of catastrophe ends, Glass fades with it but promises to get Naofumi during the next. Afterward, Naofumi is summoned by the king, who wishes to know how he obtained such a power unknown to the shield hero. In the end, Naofumi refuses to give any information if the king doesn't kneel and beg before him. Episode 13. On the party's way to get class upgrades from another country, they caught up in a devastating plot that looked like Naofumi and the girls kidnapped Princess Melty. Now manipulated and considered nationwide terrorists, the party travels on foot with Melty. Along the way, Melty reveals that the queen believes in the shield hero, and her task is to restore peace. Melty also reveals that her kingdom is a matrilineal country. In other words, the country is ruled by women of the royal family, and the queen's mandate overrules the king's. Episode 14. Mine has come up with a devilish plan that endangers Melty's life and also places the shield hero as a villain. With this revelation, the party dropped all their plans to leave the country. Instead, Naofumi accepts an invitation from the queen. On their way, they received help from one of Melty's trusted friends. Unfortunately, Reichnaut and Melty are apprehended by the lord of the town, revealed to be the same man responsible for torturing Raftalia and her demi-human friends. Episode 15. On the mission to save Melty and Reichnaut, Raftalia gets her revenge against the lord, who falls to his death. She reunites with her demi-human friends, who were locked and maltreated in the same cell as her. Unfortunately, she meets everyone except her best friend, Rifana, who died in the cold hands of the Lord. That's not all. It turns out that the Lord survived the fall. In his quest to destroy Naofumi and his party, he loses his life after being stomped by the monster he releases from a sealed monument. Episode 16. Once again, the party is faced with a formidable opponent, revealed to be a full-fledged dragon. Just when Naofumi is about to unleash the Rage Shield, comes the arrival of a fully fledged queen of Philolials, Fitoria. Fitoria easily defeats the dragon in the party's stead and invites Naofumi for a conversation. Fitoria reveals that Philo is a candidate for the next Philolio queen, and she's growing differently from other Philolios because she was raised by a hero, just like herself. Episode 17. In an attempt to get Naofumi to reunite with the heroes as a promise made to her master, Vittoria takes Melty hostage and engages in a gruesome duel against Philo. When Philo manages to give Vittoria a scar, Vittoria announces that the duel was merely a test for Philo, as agreed in her conversation with Naofumi. As it stands, Philo is the winner, and she is crowned Vittoria's successor with the symbol of a cowlick on Philo's head. Before the day ends, Vittoria urges Naofumi to prove his innocence in the capital. Episode 18. Back on their journey, Naofumi takes Vittoria's advice on reconciling with the other heroes. However, Motoyasu is beyond reasoning, and he is convinced that Naofumi murdered Ren and Itsuki. During the fight that follows, Philo pauses all activity and informs Naofumi to place triple shields for the danger ahead. Suddenly, there is a surging power shot from the sky that destroys the whole mass of land. Luckily, Naofumi's shield covers his party and Motoyasu's party. However, the source of power is revealed to come from the church's pope, who killed Ren and Itsuki. Not only that, the pope is ready to purify the world by killing Princess Mine and the next queen, Melty, and then blaming their deaths on the shield hero. In his words, he was simply delivering God's judgment on them. Episode 19. The Pope wields a weapon that not only renders him invincible to attacks, but it's also a replica of the 4 cardinal weapons that were rumored to be destroyed. To top it all, the weapons can also shapeshift into any cardinal weapon, and just a swing of it leaves devastating effects, thanks to the massive amount of mana it sucks. Just then, there's a breath of fresh air on the battlefield with the arrival of Ren and Itsuki, who were saved from the destruction by the Queen's secret spies. Naofumi also calls out the heroes for their faults and how he has always had to clean up after them since their arrival in the realm. Episode 20. Just when the heroes decide to work together, the Pope unleashes a devastating defense power called the Cathedral. The fight becomes so brutal that the Pope attacks from every side of the Cathedral. Naofumi has no choice but to unleash the Rage Shield, which kills the Pope in a gruesome way and destroys the duplicate weapon. But this time around, the power nearly consumes Naofumi. Episode 21. In the nick of time, the Queen arrives, and with her aid, Naofumi is treated. When he regains consciousness, the Queen explains that she had been away, cleaning up the King's and Mine's errors. She also holds a trial to prove Naofumi's innocence. In the end, the Queen strips the King and Mine of their statuses and sentences them to death. Naofumi, who feels this is wrong, stops the sentence in the nick of time. He suggests a fine punishment by changing Mine's name to a bitch, while the King will hereby be declared trash. The Queen also expresses her relief at Naofumi's punishment. Episode 22. Now that the Queen is back in her seat, Naofumi's party is allowed to upgrade their classes. At a feast held in the hero's honor, she informs them about Kalmira, an event that can boost their mana. She also gets the heroes to sit together and share some secrets about their growth. Episode 23. On the way to Kalmira Island, Naofumi and the girls bump into Lark and Therese, who offer a proposal to work together. With how fast XP is gained on the island, they hunt together, share the spoils, and even party together. Afterward, Naofumi delivers an accessory bracelet made from a gemstone given to him by Therese. Not only are the duo of Lark and Therese insanely skilled, but the bracelet made for Therese is revealed to hold immense power after its creation. Later, in an underwater temple, Naofumi and the girls find a dragon hourglass, revealing the occurrence of a wave in 2 days. Episode 24. The Queen quickly prepares a fleet of boats and troops to face the incoming wave that is suspected to happen at sea. Thanks to Lark and Therese, the problematic sea monster is destroyed. However, they are revealed to be heroes from another realm who seek to destroy Naofumi. If they fail to do this, their world will also be destroyed by the waves. As if handling 2 nutcrackers isn't enough, Glass joins the party once again, revealed to be in cohorts with Lark and Therese. Episode 25. While Glass and Naofumi go one-on-one, Naofumi discovers the Soul Eater shield is Glass's weakness, whereas it sucks her of her life force. He finally gets the upper hand in battle, nearly defeating Glass, but unfortunately, time for the wave runs out. At the end of the day, Naofumi takes in a discarded member of Itsuki's party, and the Queen and her subordinates return home. Also, Naofumi is made the Lord of Raphtalia's home as a reward from the Queen. Now, he plans to rebuild the demi-human residence destroyed by political hate and the waves. And of course, he does this with Raphtalia in mind. This brings us to the end of this recap, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more videos if you had a great time. See you next time.